Hey, it's Bryson here, out in nature, just really doing my best to just get out here and just decompress and heal myself. The air is really fresh outside. It's a little chilly, but the air is fresh, and I'm just really doing my best. But I'm fed up. I am really, really, really fed up. I am completely fed up with all this stuff that has been going on for the last, year and 3/4, almost gonna be, 2 years now, of just all this bullshit that has been going on this planet. And then just the sheer arrogance and obsession with control that exists among those who are behind it, and how we're treated so arrogantly, how our intelligence is insulted. We sit up and just see one after another continued falsehoods being exposed. We've been told just multiple things that have just turned out to be false. We've experienced multiple contradictions, and we've faced multiple broken promises. And yet, we are so treated like children. We're treated arrogantly, as if we have no right to question what is going on. And when you start asking, you don't understand science. Well, what science are these people doing? Because they clearly don't know what they're talking about. And I'm fed up. I'm just tired of this. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this acceptance of the silencing of anybody who has an alternative opinions, theories, regardless of whether the theories are right or wrong. But we should have the ability to actually have an open forum where things can be discussed. I'm tired of how people who question and are asking questions are, being ridiculed, been subject to ad hominem attacks, have been gaslit, been subject to gaslighting, being made to feel like you're crazy, like you're losing your mind because you can see that something's not adding up. And I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of it. I really am. And I just know, I have a strong feeling that some surprise is coming. I don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to just wake up one day and it's just like the whole paradigm is going to just be changed. There's going to be some crazy thing that's going to allegedly happen. And we're like I said, we're just going to be totally caught off guard. But the best thing you can do is take care of yourself and just get yourself healthy, and get yourself mentally prepared for anything. Get your mind, body, and spirit in order. And what we're seeing happen right now is so typical when you are at a period where it's obvious that something else is going on here, because more and more people are just starting to realize none of what we're being told adds up. But yet, even as it becomes more ridiculous, that hold on, we need to put a break here, because we've been sitting here allowing ourselves to be dictated to by people who've claimed that they know what's going on, when clearly, if you have a mind of your own, you can see that the stuff just isn't adding up at this point. And I'm fed up with tolerating this out of control despotism where these politicians can make these my word is law, declarations to, the M word that I don't even want to say because it's so controversial. And so, what we're seeing is where you get to a point where it gets totally ridiculous and it becomes obvious, but yet the authoritarian response gets more intense and there's more pressure, because when you start losing control of people's perceptions and people's minds, well, at this point now you just need to really crank up the psychological warfare. And so we've been just sitting here as humanity, just undergoing horrifying, psychological warfare. And, if you have a question about their version of reality, you'll be not only severely psychologically attacked, you will be socially relegated, you will be economically relegated, because you simply have a mind of your own. Because in these types of societies, people with their own minds, they can't deal with that. Everybody needs to be in a hive mind mentality to get what they're trying to get. And I don't really know what's going to happen. Today is December 4th, 2021. And in general, everything is peaceful. But we have to be prepared because, we could wait, just like in 2008 when they did that crap with the whole, one day everything was good, the next day everything is just falling apart. Well, when the whole thing is just held together by a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of semantics, at some point that has to be realized. That, the stuff's just being made up out of thin air, the money's just being made up out of thin air. And it's just, the whole thing is really looking shaky. And we are going to be going into some kind of new paradigm. I don't know what exactly it's going to be, but I'm just fed up at this point with sitting here being made to feel, I don't feel, because I know myself and I know who I am, but being made to feel like I'm some kind of, stupid person, when I'm like, no, I'm actually intelligent. And I can see that I've been repeatedly over the last year and 3/4 been being told things that are just repeatedly found out to be false about figures, about everything, about just everything, about what's supposed to solve it, all these kind of things. And it's just, the stuff is just not adding up anymore. When you look back on the whole thing, if you actually are a person who's aware, which I assume if you're watching my video, you probably are an aware person, you can pay attention. See, this isn't all adding up. They just keep changing their stories. And I knew this was going to happen because, I tell people psychic powers are just the ability to read, to use your own mind. And I knew you can see the cues in what these people tell in this mind control media, what the direction things are being taken, because evil has to actually hint at its intentions. And so, people have been so shocked at all of the things that I've predicted that are just coming true now, in terms of just what we're seeing in Australia. I said that was going to happen. I predicted that there'd be this push, for, even though they promised it wasn't, to make required. I even predicted the January 6th, Capitol event. I predicted that. And, when you can see the clues and you can read between the lines and read the language, you can predict these things. And then, you've got, big tech companies that are going along with it, who are just saying, okay, yeah, we'll silence anybody who says anything contrary to what your version of reality is. I mean, what we're looking at right now, this is like the Inquisition, like what the Catholic Church did back in medieval times, where if you challenged the priesthood's version of reality, you were persecuted, you were silenced. But except the priests now wear white lab coats and suits. And it's just ridiculous. And I refuse to accept being insulted anymore. And being told that the fact that I can look at this stuff and point this stuff out, that I'm crazy or something. And then seeing the things that I said were going to happen when I was called a crazy conspiracy theorist, see those things happening. So it's just, it's really tough, but I do feel positive, because I feel like the fact that they're acting so desperate right now is because they know that there are people like millions, if not billions, of people on the planet who think and feel the way I feel, the way you feel. And that's part of the reason why I even started posting on this channel when I started going through my, awakening experience, when, I woke up in 2016. I started to wake up in 2016 and just realized that something's not adding up about this political system and the economic system, and just really realizing how just ridiculously fraudulent it all is. And, I created this channel in 2020, to let people know that there are other people out there who can think for themselves and aren't just computers, biological computers with no soul. And I'm not saying that people who get programmed have no soul, but like being like you're some computer that is just downloading information and just downloading versions of reality, and that from somebody else, instead of creating our own realities. And I posted a video on this channel where I talked about, if we believe it, we can achieve it. And I talked about how, reality isn't some like firmly planted thing. It is something that we have control over, that we can actually alter and affect. And that the system that exists now, that I am so just fed up with, that it only exists because we all collectively agree to allow it to exist. So I think that's going to be about enough for today. I think that I just needed this just to get this off my chest, just to really tell what I believe is the truth. Because I believe this has gotten out of control. And it's like more and more people are just realizing not adding up. They when this all first started, they used these hard fear tactics. And now everybody's like, oh, okay, well, that's not quite it. And now it's just like more people are like, oh, really? Yes. I don't know. And they're coming harder now. And the only thing that is the difference between us being Australia, and some of the people listening may even be living in Australia, but the main thing stopping the whole world from becoming like Australia and becoming like China, Australia, which is a military police state, China, which is a social credit system state. You even have, in a lot of cities in the UK, like especially London, super surveillance everywhere. And and a big thing I always tell people is, as far as you're dealing with this stuff is, get off your electronic devices sometimes. You have to have times where you just turn your electronic devices off. That's one recommendation that I would give you if you're fed up with it, is realize that, when you have these devices on, you are allowing in the data stream of this stuff that upsets you. So turn it off for a little bit. So anyway, please take care of yourselves. Get out into nature. Even if it's cold in your area, just bundle up and just get out into nature and take care of yourself. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful day.